That's the round of applause. Hello all, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wednesday Night Live Stream. A little different this week, a little shorter this week, because we have some exciting news for ya. Joe is pointing to you, and you know that means it's for you. My name, as always, is Mr. Harlan Guthrie. I'm here with the lovely Ms. Joe Fallak.
Hello, everyone.
And we have been scratching our noggins as of late, to say the old colloquialism. You know, the old scratching of the noggin. There are a number of things that have happened to the world as of late, frankly, and a number of reasons that we have felt the need to stay at home a little more. But we have an exciting solution? No, exciting alternative to spending those days alone for you coming up next weekend. And we're going to go over all of the details of what that is in tonight's video, which shouldn't be that long. But before all of that, I just want to come out and announce and explain very quickly for the people who only want to watch the first few minutes of this video what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, I cordially invite you to INVICTUSCON 2020. What is INVICTUSCON, you might ask? Well, it is a convention like any other. The only difference is this is entirely online. Oh, Joe just left for some reason. Sorry. It's okay. And now my video is all crazy.
Wait. Can I join you back up?
Hey, it's me over here in this window. And now it's me over here in this window. I hope my directional microphone allows for a different space so that you can hear me over here.
Can you reinvite
and
me?
over here. I don't know how to.
Good.
This is the professionalism you're going to expect.
Do you want me to come and sit with you?
No. What happened? I don't even see you online. Are you online?
Yep.
Says you're in this call.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you either. There, try again. There we go. Back to normal.
Sorry.
Let's just start again because I forgot what I was saying. Ladies and gentlemen, let me cordially invite you to INVICTUSCON 2020. That's right. Now applause time. What is INVICTUSCON 2020? Well, we at Invictus have been around for probably 6 years now. And we are holding a bit of a celebration of that. Celebrating with you, our community, and anyone, frankly, who sees this video and wants to join. It is going to be a day, March 28th, 2020, as you can see at the bottom of the video, where we dedicate the entire day to convention-like Discord on our discourse, on our Discord, where we can interact, socialize, share gaming, share RPGs. That's right. The day will consist of video game channels where you can join one of a few different games that we're going to be hosting, where you can join up RPGs where other members of the community are going to be hanging out, or if you're at work or if you're doing something else, you can just hang out and chat. You can do it with your voice in one of the chat rooms, or you can type along on your phone or on your desktop if you don't feel like sharing your voice, especially if you're stuck in bed feeling a little under the weather. March 28th, INVICTUSCON is going to be a day where we all together get together, hang out, socialize. So I'm going to go over with the lovely Joe here exactly what that is, starting with the details of why. And if that's all you were looking for, if you just want to know the date and how to do it, actually, let's do that first. Sorry. If you just want to find out what it is and how to be there, here's what I will say. On March 28th, make sure to join our Discord server. There will be details there on which video games you can jump in on. If you are interested in joining an RPG or signing up for an RPG, you're going to want to get there in advance by following our Warhorn link, which will be in the description of this video. If that's as much as you want to know, then you're done. But now let's go through the hows, whats, whys, whos, and all that kind of stuff. To start, why are we doing INVICTUSCON 2020, Joe?
Well, you originally just touched on the fact that we've been around for 6 years. We want to celebrate that a little bit. We want to hang out with the community. We want to be here on Discord, but also, as some of you probably already know, there is a pandemic sweeping the world right now.
Yeah.
And the smart thing to do, that lay people can easily do, is A, wash your hands, and B, stay the fuck home.
Yes. And we want to not only support that,
promote that,
but make it exciting for people who are staying home to do something. And Joe hit it on the head. It's the communication, or the community celebrating that we're doing right now, and communicating as well. Also, it's a nice relaxing way for people who might be stressed out about this. It's a way for them to be able to kind of disconnect.
You only have to check the news once or twice a day. There are healthy ways to distract yourself, and this can be one of them.
Yes. It's also an opportunity to socialize. A lot of people on the stream, we talk a lot in the Facebook group, but obviously there's never that immediacy of getting that feedback. And we want to promote our Discord channel because there are a few minor active members in the group. Carly and Zia, Corey. There's a few people who hang out there during the week with me, frankly. And I want to really make that a little bit more present, especially going into this potential month-long COVID distraction.
We are looking at probably more than a month. We are looking at, and I don't want to get all alarmist, and this isn't a podcast or a live stream about epidemiology or anything, but this could potentially be something that has some really long-lasting repercussions. People might have to kind of get comfortable being at home, kind of quasi-isolated for a long time. And so it's nice to be able to foster these kinds of relationships where we can socialize and feel like a community with each other here now with our computer screens, with our phones.
And it's an opportunity where people who are at home kind of have no reason not to come to a con, aka our con. And that's really the purpose of this. So those are the whys. This is meant to emulate a con. This is meant to be the social dynamics that you might have passing through the hall. You'll see the Discord change over the next 2 weeks. Week Saturday, I should say. In lieu of this, we're going to have sort of a general lobby area where you can just chat and type away all day if you're working, or if you just want to not share your voice. There's going to be voice chats where you can talk, game chats where if you're playing games, you're going to be doing that. And we're going to go into that in a second with what. So what is this convention sort of going to exist as?
Can I ask you a question?
Please.
What was your favorite part of attending a convention?
Oh, man. I think it was generally the scope of it. I remember walking to those large exhibit halls and sort of being overwhelmed by all of the things that excited me, all of the little elements that made me excited. And while we're never going to be able to emulate the actual physicality of being there, I'm really excited for the idea of coming onto this Discord on Saturday and having it lit up with all of us having individual conversations, which include rooms. If you're like, I want to continue this private conversation in another RPG chat room, or the question answer room, or the art room, or the music room. All of these rooms already exist for that exact reason, because we want to promote people who are talking about those individual things. So that's kind of what we're trying to encapsulate. It's never going to do the exact same thing, but this will be the start of something really exciting.
Yeah, like poking your head into a room, like, what's going on in here? Exactly. What kind of awesome nerdy stuff is happening?
Which Joe, myself, Justin, Rob, even Chris are all going to be doing during this convention. And that's kind of the what of what we're going to talk about next. So what is this actual convention? It is online community gaming, focusing on socializing, RPGs, panels, video games, all of that. If you just want to hang out, like I said, in Discord, if you don't feel like sharing your voice, or if you're a bit of socially, if you want to hang back, that's okay too. You can chat, or you can just read. You can just read everyone's interacting and maybe jump in when you have something, or not at all. I don't want to force anybody to socialize, but that's sort of the idea. The same way in a convention, you can be sitting in a hallway and listening to someone's conversation. That's okay here too. There's going to be people who are very social. There's going to be people who are less social. But we want to all hang out here together on the 28th to share that sense of community.
Yeah, build a little bit of something where people feel like they can go to.
Exactly. So I'm going to break down real quick the video games, the RPGs, the panels, which are more TBD. But first, before doing all that, I want to blanket explain that every time that you see within the next week or so is going to be in Eastern Standard Time. So I can't do the math and convert everything, and I don't think there's going to be a general time that works best for one person. So frankly, because we're planning it, we're going to make what's best for us. So everything is going to be in EST. So please make sure that you convert to make sure that you're doing your time. This includes the Warhorn site, which I'm going to get into in a second. So we are an RPG community. I'm going to start with explaining how RPGs are going to work on the 28th. On tonight...
Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
The 18th.
After tonight, if you want to run an RPG for the 28th, you are absolutely supported and encouraged.
What if it's their first time?
Then that's okay. Alexi messaged me today and he was like, "Oh, I'm pretty new. I better not." And then God bless this man, literally was like, "Nah, you know what? That's not a good mentality. It's good to practice." So if you want to run something, you run something. And here's how it's going to work. So this is the RPG section of the 28th and how it's going to work. Starting with just talking to the GMs, because the players I'm going to address you in a second. If you're a GM and you want to run something, please message me on Facebook. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a link to our Warhorn site. Warhorn is just a utility that allows me to put GMs in positions for games in sessions, and then later players can sign up for those games. It's like a ticket booth. It doesn't cost you anything. But that way, as a GM, you know who's going to be in your game, you know what time it's starting, you know the details of the game. If you're playing, you know what level you have to be on. It's just a management software dedicated to specifically convention table gaming. We've used it a number of times when we did Chronicle nights. We've used it when we went to other conventions. It's a really great tool. So if you want to GM a game, I want you to message me on Facebook and say, "Hi, Harlan, I want to run a game for the 28th for INVICTUSCON. Tell me the title of the game, the system you'll be using, a little bit of what the game is, how many players you're going to do it, and I want you to pick one of 4 slots. The 4 slots are as follows, and I'm going to pull it up exactly so I'm not wrong. Again, this is going to be in Eastern Standard Time, and each slot is 2 hours. This gives an idea that you can be running something and still play a few other games in that time. You don't have to just commit to one. So the 4 session slots for that day are 8 to 10, 11 to 1, 1 to 3, and 4 to 6. So again, I want you to give me the title of the game, the system you're using, the number of players, the details of it, and which of those 4 slots you'd like to run. What I'll do is I'll send you the Warhorn link. You sign up. You can sign up through Facebook or make a new account. And then you're going to get a little check mark that say you're a GM. I'm going to assign you to the game that I type up for you. And that's all you have to do for them. Start working on your game. Because on the 28th, you're going to be running a game for those people. You can run a game in any manner you see fit. You can do it via text if you want. Again, everything that I'm going to do on Discord. So I'm going to make text channels. I'm going to make voice channels. Video channels are a little bit more complex, but we'll talk about that in a second. If you want to do just a text game, a text RPG, that's great. You're going to see a channel ready for you on Discord on that day that will say Joe Fallak's, D&D text game or whatever you're calling it. And I'll send you a link to that. All the players will have that link. You'll go there on the day, and that's where you run it. If you want to do a voice channel, same deal. For video, you're going to have to be friends with the people on Discord. I'm friends with Joe. I'm friends with Justin. That's how we get to do these little things. But
easy enough to engineer.
Easy enough to engineer. Very, very easy. So again, message me. You're going to sign up on Warhorn. I'm going to assign you a game. And then obviously mention in your description for the people that will be signing up, whether it's text, voice, or video. Now, this is a great point to really stress. It's very different than normal Invictus stuff. It's not going to be streamed. This is something that we're doing as a convention together. We're not going to be streaming it. You're not going to be watching... there might be moments where for fun, if I'm in the middle of a video game or if I'm in an RPG and I'm having fun, I might do a little bit of streaming, but nothing is going to be filmed on camera in an expectant way. You're not going to be sitting down having that, sworn into YouTube type scenario.
There are lots and lots and lots of opportunities to sit around and watch something. We have a backload of 1,000 videos. If you're excited to watch people play RPGs, you can watch one of those or whatever. But this is about getting you guys to participate with each other,
Yes.
to actually get you involved with each other, to make those connections, not just to be an audience member.
No. And I want to make that really clear because I know there's a lot of people who are very shy about playing games and all that kind of stuff. This isn't going to be anything that's seen. This is just going to be like a convention where you walk up to a table and you sit down and you meet the GM.
Hi, my name's Joe. Let's play a game together.
Exactly. So it's going to be really interesting in that capacity. So that's for the GMs. If you want to play an RPG, this Saturday morning, that's a week before the 28th, we are going to open registration on Warhorn, which means you can then sign up for any of these games. So that gives us as GMs, whoever is deciding to run a game, 3 or 4 days to decide on the game, to message me. Please message me, Friday afternoon, the latest, because anything after that, it's not going to give me time to do all that kind of stuff. Saturday morning, you're going to get another announcement video or something on the Facebook, on Twitter. I'll make it pretty clear that sign up is open. You can go in, log on, sign up, and join that game. Again, as a GM, you're going to have a bit of responsibility for how you're going to make sure that game runs. Be communicative with your players, but if you have questions, we can talk about all of that stuff. So that's generally going to be RPGs. Again, they're going to be running throughout the day. It's possible that, Joe might be running a game in the morning, Bob Lyle might be running a game in the morning during the same slot. So sometimes you'll have to decide, do you want to play a game? Do you want to play, D&D with Joe at this time? Do you want to play this with Bob at this time? I'm hoping that a lot of you step up and decide to run something. It's very low pressure, very easy. There's no commitment in money other than the fact that if you do something, make sure you show up because people are going to be disappointed.
Definitely show up if you sign up. So, just as a recap, if you want to run a game, you need to get in touch with Harlan in the next couple of days.
On Facebook.
On Facebook, send him a private message. Let him know what kind of game you plan to run, whether that's Pathfinder, D&D, whatever. You want to tell him how many players can sit at your table, digitally sit at your table, whether that's 2 players or 6 players, probably no more than 6 or 7.
Yeah.
You want to tell him what time slot you're running. He already listed the 4 time slots, but it's like early morning, early afternoon, late afternoon type time slots. And you want to tell them how the game is going to be run, whether that's a text only, whether that's going to be audio only, whether you're going to take it offline or you want a Discord video or however you imagine this happening.
Yeah.
If you want to play, you're going to wait until this Saturday morning. That's the 21st, I believe. And again, Eastern Standard Times. And then you'll go to the Warhorn website that we have set up and you can just have at her.
Yeah. I will say this too, now that I'm thinking about it. If you sign up for a game, please, somewhere in the description of your profile, list your Discord profile.
So smart.
Because the GMs are going to need to add you as friends if you end up playing via video. And as much as I recognize the difficulty for some people, and I encourage you to only do voice or only do text if you want, I would strongly recommend trying to go for video if you're comfortable with that. Again, it's not being recorded, but video is the easiest way to role play because there's a lot of subtlety in facial actions and things like that. But again, don't feel pressure. Mike's just asked a question that says, will the games be overlapping? There's 1 hour break between every slot. Again, there are 4 slots. There will absolutely be overlap in the sense that Mike might be running a game in the morning and Bob might be running a different game in the same time slot. Similar to a convention where you enter, all games tend to start at the same time, but they're all playing different games in different ways. Mm-hmm. So yes, there will be overlap. You might have to decide. Hopefully, we're going to have a nice spread out across 4, but this is going to be a bit of an evolution over the next week because it's the first time we've done something like this. So little things might be tweaked, but generally that's how RPGs are going to work. So if there are questions about any of the things that Joe and I are talking about,
definitely just put them in the Discord chat we're reading right now.
Well, I was going to say actually put them in the question and answer right below the general chat. Yeah,
okay.
Because that way I can focus on them directly.
Absolutely.
But I appreciate you're bigger.
I just wanted to add a couple quick things on the subject of RPGs before we move along. We would really like it if you ended your games approximately on time. So, for example, say that Carly is trying to get to a game. She's really eager. She wants to start her first game at 8 o'clock. She's going to play from 8 till 10. And then her next game starts at 11. and Mike Kyle is running the game that Carly is playing in, like, you gotta kind of stick to that timeline because she's not going to make her second game if you run way over. So just keep that in mind.
Make sure you end at a reasonable time.
And then did we want to talk about, like,
tolerance?
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about that at the end.
Great.
So all of what we're about to talk about in the, what this con is consisting of is going to be covered in the tolerance, what's acceptable, mean
community
at the end of
guidelines.
this.
Yeah.
But if you're really anxious to know, we're doing a zero tolerance. You're a dick, you're out, one strike type thing. But we'll talk about that
because we want this later. To be an excellent experience.
Yeah, exactly. And conventions are notorious for having jerks. So if you're thinking already about being jerks, if you're going to this with a negative, if you're thinking already about this in a negative way, bow out.
What can I do to be a total dickwad?
So that is RPGs, video games. We are happy and pleased to announce that at this moment, we are going to be hosting, for lack of a better term, 2 video games. Now, I'm going to explain in a second more on each, but the 2 video games that we are going to be announcing, or that we're going to be hosting, are Minecraft and Ark, Survival Evolved. So, first and foremost, Minecraft. We all know what Minecraft is. It is a building, cooperative, online Lego for adults, quote unquote.
Sounds really fun.
It's very fun.
Sounds like a good idea.
We have purchased a server, or rented a server, I should say, which will be open all day on the 28th. You are welcome to join at any point, leave at any point. You are encouraged to build as much as you want, do as much as you want. Obviously, Minecraft rules will apply in the sense of no griefing, none of this nonsense. But again, I'm going to be playing a lot of Minecraft that day, so we understand that. There's going to be voice chats under the Minecraft banner on the Discord, where if you join Minecraft, you're welcome to and encouraged to jump into the chat, talk alongside me and whoever else is playing. And that's something I want to stress at this moment, that throughout all of these things, maybe RPGs even, you may be sitting down next to Joe or myself or Justin as we're playing or doing whatever we're going to do. Again, any questions, put them in the question answer under INVICTUSCON. I see a few. Some of them are really good, and some of them are just jokes, and that's fine. But if you do have questions, I'm probably going to not be able to answer them unless you put them under that. So Minecraft server. Again, it's going to be a building, general, fun server that, if it stays respectful, I'm going to carry on. So it's going to be this sort of launch of that. You'll get in the Minecraft Discord channel, you'll have the logon information, you'll have basic information for that. I have the whitelist stuff, so it's going to be easy for me to activate that. That's going to be one of the video games that we're doing. The second one is called Ark Survival Evolved. This is a game, along with Minecraft, that you'll have to purchase if you want to play with us. Obviously, they're not just free to play. But it is also going to have a chat. It is also going to have a server that Justin quasi owns as well. It is a multiplayer server that you can jump on. Justin will sort of list the details of how to join and what to do. It is a bit more laborious, minorly, but you'd have to go through a few steps to join the server. But once you join, it is a fantastic game. I highly recommend it.
We will lay it all out for you. All the details will be ready, easy to follow.
Exactly. So those are the 2 video games that we're promising right now. We are also hoping and probably going to be doing a Jackbox game as well that Joe will be hosting. Typically, that's going to be through the PS4, but I think it can be joined by anyone because it can be played on phones and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think you can just play from your phones.
Yeah, so all you have to do is, join that, have Jackbox and all that kind of stuff. We'll pick it what Jackbox game and all that kind of stuff. Those are the 3 games we're doing for now, 3 games. If there is another game that I'm totally missing, I want large groups, i.e., Deep Rock Galactic is an amazing game, which I'm going to talk about forming your own parties in a second, which is absolutely encouraged. But when it comes to sort of officially hosting on our Discord and having chat rooms for everybody to be talking, it's going to be difficult to do anything other than these games that we've listed, because we want something that can have a lot of people. Yes, there are Warzone fighters and all that kind of stuff, but they're not cooperative games as much. Ark is a cooperative survival game. Minecraft is a cooperative survival game, and I want to promote something that we're kind of working together.
For sure.
Imagine
if there's like 20 people who are all like, let's go play Counter-Strike or whatever the shit, like, go do it. Have fun.
Exactly. And I want to stress that if you are chatting in the lobby of Discord, if you're on the 28th and it's noon and you played a bit of Minecraft and you really wanted to play something else, GTFO or maybe some Call of Duty, feel free to see people and be like, hey, Carly, do you have this game? Are you interested in this? Do you want to go do this? Of course. And if I'm on, message me. I'll set up a new Discord chat for you.
We might join you.
Hell, we might join you. Gen Con was a great example of a convention where when you're walking through the halls, there are people playing games that they bought on the floor. It doesn't have to be organized play. That's not what we want. It's just that these are the ones that we're sort of promising. Everything else is fair game so long as it's easy and can be done. But I'm also going to be a guest here. Like, I'm going to be running around having fun. I'm not going to be, managing a lot, which will come back as we go to the tolerance stuff. But again, there are thousands of games. Feel free to message me in any capacity if you're like, hey, I'd really like to try this one. And I might be like, yeah, we'll host it. Or, hopefully someone else will be interested on the day and you can get them to join you.
So Mike Kyle had a great question, and it's something that I also asked Harlan just a few minutes ago when he said no griefing. I was like, so does that mean don't cause anyone else grief? And he was like, yeah, it's kind of a household word that gamers use to mean like don't destroy things on a public server that other people have clearly spent a lot of time building. Like, if you see that someone's building this gorgeous little chalet out of some carefully mined stone and they like walk away or log off or something, it's a real dick move to just go and tear it to shreds. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. These are meant to be cooperative. Don't destroy things. We'll talk about that in a second with tolerance and all that kind of stuff. So we've talked about RPGs. We've talked about video games. Again, Minecraft and Ark. If you're interested in video gaming on that day, make sure you check out right now and install them, download them, get all that stuff done. They're big games, some of them. And again, we're going to have chats here. So when you sign on to Minecraft or when you see the little thing, feel free to join the chat room and you can talk to us if you want, or you can just chat. Totally fine. Finally, panels. So every convention has panels where people are talking, similar to how Joe and I are doing right now. I know I'm doing a lot of the talking. I apologize.
I'm doing a lot of the listening.
So. No, it's good. I made most of the notes. That's why I'm just rattling on about it. But the idea that look, Zia's in general chat right now. So you can talk to her. The idea that you would listen to some people talk about a subject. Panels are something that we're open to. I've talked to Bob Lyle about doing a community panel, which might happen. Similarly, it'll be throughout the day. Typically, maybe there's an hour. As I've said, I've put an hour between each game. One of these might be for a panel. We may not do panels because it's a week and a half away, and this is something that we kind of just came up with very quickly. I should say Bob offered and we ran with, which we'll say thank yous in a second.
All credit to Bob Lyle.
Well, Carly for doing the logo and Bob Lyle, but we're going to get to both of them in a second. If you want to leave the chat, just hang up the little phone in the bottom left corner. There is... panels. So there might be one on podcasting. I don't know. I'm going to start promoting this. We'll see. Maybe some other people want to come on. Maybe we're going to talk about things like that. There's a lot of options that we can do. But for now, it's a possibility. You'll keep posted. My plan is on Friday, the 27th at 8 o'clock-ish. There will be a pass-aroundable card, an image that has the schedule of everything. So we'll say, servers go live at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Handout. Minecraft Ark live at 8 o'clock. First game start at 8 o'clock. Panel at 11. So you'll know what you want to attend to, all that kind of stuff. Like that. Okay, so that is the what. How. Join the Discord, obviously. Anyone who is watching this and is not part of the Discord, make sure you join the Discord as soon as possible.
Super easy.
The link is everywhere. If you can't find it, just Google the Invictus Stream Discord. Make sure you're friends with the people that are running the games, but that's something you can do after. For the RPGs, make sure you sign up to Warhorn. You can do it now, or you can wait for the link on Saturday. It's not going to hurt you to do it now. You can kind of get familiar with the system.
Warhorn, WARHORN.
.com, yeah. I think it's or maybe .net. .com.
Dot something.
Video games, again, the descriptions on how to join and how to play them will be pinned to the top of the Discord text rooms for each one. So on the day, Minecraft, text room, Minecraft, audio chat. The text room will have at the top pinned, join using the server code, no griefing, and some general rules and all that kind of stuff. Who is welcome? Everyone is welcome. We're not just doing this for Invictus people. We're doing this to make everybody who has been an Invictus fan or will be an Invictus fan or is a Dice Shame fan or will be a Dice Shame fan or is an audio booth theater fan or sound booth theater. Sorry.
Or your friends.
You know? If you want to get a few people. Look, we all know how difficult it is sometimes to just get people together to game. Like we've all been there, whether it be D&D or, IRL or simple as video game. Use this as an opportunity to say, hey, you know what? They're going to be gaming all day. We get to game with some people that we know. And that's who it's intended for, like a convention. Streamers. Colin Bro. I think it's Bro. I don't think we actually heard.
Let's go with Bro.
I know you have a streaming channel. Feel free to stream anything you do as long as the people you're with are fine with it. If you join an RPG and you say, hey, I might stream this and they're not okay with it, then obviously not. But if you join the Ark server, if you jump on Minecraft, stream it from your point of view. Bob Lyle's in charge of the community channel. If he wants to play some video games, he's fine to stream. We're probably not going to be streaming. But for the most part, all of it is going to be your right to do it. The same way a convention might have someone walking around with a video camera that wants to take a picture or whatever, assuming they're allowed.
Well, so that's the thing. If you're playing RPG,
RPGs are a bit different, yeah.
With everyone, it's a little bit more intimate. Just make sure you get consent of everyone at the table. With like your video games, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, with video games, I think it's totally fine. In fact, it can be really fun. Maybe we can do a best of clips.
Ooh, speaking of which.
In a second. Finally, before we go to the sort of last little bit that we're going to talk about that Joe was just excited about, is what we were talking about earlier, which was the guidelines, the respect, and all that kind of stuff. We're going to do a zero tolerance policy in the strictest sense of the word. This is a one strike, you're out policy for the day. Here's why. It's one day. And frankly, it's going to be much easier to just ban somebody from playing a game than to try to find out the who's it's, what's it. Which means if you're playing Minecraft and Zia or anybody messages me and says, this person's causing a bit of shit or they griefed me, I don't care who's right. I don't care who's wrong. That person's probably going to be out. I can deal with it the next day. We're doing this for one day. I don't want to get into the nitty gritty of who did what and what's it. So play nice, play really nice. And if somebody comes to me with a falsified claim, which won't happen, but if they did, fair enough. I'll apologize later and we'll play Minecraft together to make up. But let's just use it as an opportunity to just get along. There's just no reason to.
Put it this way. Invictus stream, Dice Shame, we are Canadians. We like saying the word sorry and please and thank you a whole lot, and we expect the same from you guys.
Exactly.
I mean, definitely let the F-bomb fly as much as you want.
Of course. Swear as much as you fucking want.
Just be nice to each other.
Yes. And I think it's pretty clear what it comes down to if you're offensive or mean. And look, I get it. Video games can be very at times, and that's purposefully why we want to promote Minecraft and Ark. These are games that are frustrating,
cooperative
against the games, not against each other.
Exactly.
And they're new servers, so if you're upset about griefing, you might have only built one thing and that person was being a dick and they're gone. So that's the very strict zero tolerance policy that we got. Our friend from Dimension Door seems like they just joined the
Elizabeth Wilcox? Yeah, I just directed her down to general chat.
Dope.
I don't know if she's sticking around or if she's just kind of poking her nose in.
Well, thanks for saying hi no matter what.
Yeah, so we just have a question in the Q&A chat whether we will have all of this very juicy information written down somewhere so that it can be referenced later, and the answer is yes. We will have it on Facebook and also on the Discord.
Actually, you know what we should do? And we talked about it and totally forgot about it.
What should we do?
I think we're going to dedicate a page on diceshamepodcast.com.
Great idea.
For INVICTUSCON.
We will put it on the website as well. So 3 places.
Yeah, and that will have all the information. So yes, diceshamepodcast.com. We'll have a dedicated page to it for all these answers.
Cool.
Finally, sorry. What?
Cool. I'm reading, Carly's saying we're going through a tough time right now. Let's make the most of this. Yeah. Everyone's just being super fucking positive.
I know. I'm really excited.
Stoked about it.
And I absolutely want, so Dimension Door is another podcast, friends of ours. They just, she just joined, Elizabeth. You know, I mean, that would be a great panel to have us and maybe Dimension Door. Maybe we do a little game, and this is exactly what we want to promote. So we're gonna really start.
It's like connected.
That's why we got a week and a half, so we're gonna see what happens. Finally, so you now get sort of an overview of what's going on. Video games throughout the entire day, RPGs split up, some panels. However, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time that night, the same time we stream every week, right? Every week, we are going to do a final live show that will be recorded. So there will be something recorded, typical Invictus fashion.
For those people who like to veg out.
Yes. This is going to be an awards show for the convention.
What?
So,
I hear the violins playing.
yeah. If you are already motivated to be kind, that's great. But here's a little bit more motivation to not only be kind, but be a great player for your GM. Every game that runs during the convention will have an MVP that is voted at the end of it. Meaning, if you are a player in a game, or the GM, who can be nominated by the other players, at the end of your session, at the end of all 4 sessions, no matter how many games you end up playing, the GM is going to call for a vote for who the MVP of the game is. That MVP is going to get special recognition in the end of the day live stream. We're kind of going to do a little presentation and be like, we're going to talk a little bit about the game. We're going to say, oh, you know, so Bob Lyle ran this morning. Here's how it went. Here's one of the feedbacks. And the most valuable player of that game is this person. And we're going to talk a little bit about them, tell them how awesome they are, all that kind of stuff. This is also going to be for video games. MVP for the Minecraft player who spent the most time helping or building or built the best thing. Or Ark, if you were the most kind, helper, or if you did the best, or if you got a flying mount.
Wrangled the most dinosaurs.
Every game that happens, whether it be RPG or a video game, is going to have a winner, essentially. I shouldn't say winner. It's going to have a most valuable player, somebody who we want to distinguish and honor. So if it is not enough motivation to just play and hang out and be nice, you're also going to have a awesome time hanging out with other people in that capacity. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have summarized what INVICTUSCON 2020 is. It is still a week and a half away. There's still going to be some things that we're going to fix. I highly, highly, highly recommend you check out diceshamepodcast.com/Invictus. I think it's going to be the thing we'll do. Not INVICTUSCON, because people will spell it
doesn't
wrong.
exist yet, but
but it will be.
There will be a landing page.
We'll probably have it this weekend, maybe Sunday, for all the information that you have. Now, questions. If you have any questions, please post them in the question and answer period right now, because we are happy to field and answer any questions. I've already had a few posts on my Facebook for people that are messaging me.
Nice.
That's great.
Zia had a very excellent suggestion.
Okay.
And Carly kind of cottoned on to her suggestion. What would a nerdy convention be without cosplay?
Oh, yeah, totally.
So maybe you can post, we can have a cosplay Discord, what is it called? A group or whatever?
Cosplay
stream?
Discord group? Absolutely. Pictures?
Where you can post a picture of yourself in whatever costume you're wearing that day. If you feel like getting dressed up.
Done. I think what we'll do is we'll have another one be like a cosplay contest, and we'll have a vote, and we'll have a winner for that. That will be announced in the awards show.
It'll be like a parade, but in still pictures.
I think the rule of the cosplay contest is it has to be something that you made for INVICTUSCON. Which means, and I recognize that there's people who've been to a lot of conventions, and there's probably a lot of great cosplay that you've already done, but this has to be fresh.
And this gives everyone the same time limit. You got a week and a half, guys.
Yeah. But if you want to hold up, you have to hold up something in the picture. Everyone has to hold. What's everyone have access to that's easy?
An apple.
Everyone has to hold up an app. Well, we're all in lockdown. Not many people.
You have to hold up a sign.
You know what?
We'll put the rules.
No, I got it right now. You are going to have to, for anyone who wants to play in the contest, you're going to have to download this image that the amazing Carly made, Carly McConnell, and you're going to have to be in your cosplay, and you have to hold up an image of this on your phone. That's
really tricky because most people take a picture with their phone.
You're right. I didn't think that far ahead. I'll figure it out. Fine. It'll come after. Cosplay contest.
You need at least 2 phones to be in this competition.
Like handmade or just not reused. No, I mean, you can reuse it. You had to dress up for this one. Even if it's reused, that's fine, but it has to be dressed up. I don't want to force people and we can have to try to make something.
I just don't want you guys to show up with like a fucking metric, like Metroid, what is it called?
Yeah.
Like Samus around,
yeah.
like
Seamus.
the whole thing.
The Irish version.
Oh my God, I think, kilt on her.
I think it can be reused. I think it can be handmade. It can be store-bought. I don't care. The important thing is you need to put on a cosplay costume for this event. Perfect. It has to be specifically for that. Okay, we have some questions here. So Colin asked, are you guys going to run games or play them or both? I will tell you both. I am going to definitely be running an RPG. I'm going to possibly play an RPG, and I'm definitely going to be playing a lot of video games. I don't know what Joe's plan is yet.
I think I'm going to be hosting some Jackbox. I might be convinced to run a game.
Nice.
And I will certainly sit in on one.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I will say this, for fairness, for anyone who runs games, including myself and Joe, Saturday launch will be the time to sign up. I will give a maybe 10-minute warning. Things go live in 10 minutes. Yeah, and you know what, Bob, I know you're watching this. I think it's going to be the same for you, bud, because I know Bob was like, oh, because I already put him on the Warhorn to sort of test some things. He's like, oh, I wouldn't mind joining your game, but I think I got to be fair. So sorry, Bob.
True say.
So Saturday will be the open. Anybody who gets there, if they want to join one of my games, or my game, or Joe's game, or Justin's game, first come, first serve. Same way it is with a real convention, unfortunately. So, Mike says, could someone give me an example of griefing, which we already did. So it's primarily a video game. It's just when you play offensively against other people. Thundermoth asked if we could have it written later. Yes, we'll have the website, www.diceshamepodcast.com/invictus. We'll be live this weekend with all the details for this. Bob says hi. Jessica says, I'm happy to run Jackbox stream. Thank you. Amazing. I think Joe's going to run it probably, but if not, we will absolutely message you.
Maybe I'll do the AM one. She'll do the PM one. Who knows?
That'd be great. Yes, because there's going to be a lot. Absolutely. But just hold up a sign with INVICTUSCON 2020 on it. That actually works too. Yeah. Hold up a sign that says INVICTUSCON 2020. Hashtag
nipples.
Hashtag nipples. Those are all the questions that we had right now, which is great. If there's any other questions, let us know. Obviously, we're happy to answer them in the next few minutes. Joe, any thoughts?
God, I'm excited.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think this is going to be really fun. I can't wait to get to know some of our community a little bit better. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to just hang out, to veg, to eat some of our MREs.
Ooh.
I'll be going into a week of vacation time, hopefully. So I'm going to have a lot of energy to just spend on playing video games.
Just blow it up.
I've never played Minecraft before, which is a little bit hard to believe, but I'm excited to give it a try. I've never played Ark, but I'm stoked about dinosaurs. So that's always good. Yeah, I'm just really excited to play some RPGs with these people.
Me too. It's going to be a lot of fun. I love the feeling of a convention when you're walking around and just the people are social. But I'm really excited for the feeling where we kind of know all these people. It's a big convention where 90% of us know each other and want to hang out. We're going to be talking to as many people as we can, including fellow podcasts, including past members like Tim Tabor. I know has his own stream. We have Night Tide, who's a friend of the stream. All the boys from the community stream. We want to really encourage the sense of bring people in. Let's grow this. Let's make it active. We're, like we said at the beginning, we're potentially in for a month plus of being inside. Let's get some life into the Discord, not just for Saturday, March 28th, but also for ongoing, so that we're all feeling like there's a place that we can talk. Colin asked, are we going to see INVICTUSCONs in the future if this one goes well? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I will promise that if this goes well, with the low expectations that I have in my mind, then I promise you we can make this a yearly thing.
Because to be fair, this is something we started thinking about 3 days ago. 2 days ago. Yeah. So very little lead time, and this is what we're going to be doing with it. And it's already really exciting. So, if this goes well, if everyone plays nice and we have a great time, then yeah, why not?
If you would like to volunteer like Jessica did for helping out or hosting any sort of stream or anything like that, please let me know. Message me, probably on Facebook. Again, it's just right now the easiest. Yeah, I could see us definitely wanting to do that. If for some reason you want to moderate a panel, if we end up going panels, if you're like well-spoken and you have good internet connection and you have a video, because obviously they would be very,
Yeah, it's like processor heavy.
I think I'm going to make, because Jessica just mentioned something. She's going to have to wake up at 5 a.m. Arizona time to sign up for a game. I am going to make it probably noon on Saturday, EST.
Good
so
call.
That'll be a little easier. I should also mention there are Australians with us.
I was going to say, but for the Australians, that's going to be
Matt McHale, I already messaged him and said that if someone, if there's enough Oz interest, that he would happily run a game. So you Oz people are going to see this in a few hours probably. And again, don't feel left out, because I will absolutely add a slot catered to your time zone to join in. And
that's an amazing idea.
And the servers will stay live, for 24 hours. So whenever you're on, you'll get to play one of these or whatever.
Cool.
So, I can't imagine this group not playing nice as Megan. I totally agree. However, we're also, like I said, hoping to bring other people in, and I could definitely see them not being nice. Justin has played online gaming with some other groups before, and he said the people that he knew were no issue whatsoever, but they would bring their friends, and they would bring their friends, and those were the problem players.
Which we're hoping for, We
are.
It'd be nice to meet some of the people in your life who also like gaming. Why
Absolutely. Brother, sister, Jessica's got like 3 family members joining up, and I love it. Every time, it's so funny because every time I see that last name or a similar last name, I'm like, oh, they're related. I know this. This is going to be a sister or something like that. I made a suggestion earlier about a digital goodie bag. Thoughts, printable art, digital things we could all contribute to. I mean, absolutely, of course, but that's, something that would be difficult to, yes. I don't know how we could organize that, but yes.
Zia,
you want to organize it? I'm in. Yeah. For real, though, if anyone has any ideas, that's a great... And you know what? Let's just add this. INVICTUSCON 2020. I'm going to make a new channel right now for ideas. And if any of those are particularly...
doable, actionable, visualizable ideas.
I think the theme that we're going to have to go with for now is, if you have a good idea that you're really excited about, be willing to donate your time for it.
Yes.
Because I think that's the absolute way that we are going to say yes and make it happen. I.e., Jessica said, Jack, let's play Jackbox party games. And she'd be like, I would happily host it. That is a perfect example. She throws out an idea and then also offers her services. And I don't mean this in a disparaging way at all, but there's a lot of ideas that are great. It's just that we don't have the time. And right now, with what we're offering and what we have an idea for the convention, these are all manageable. To add on to that, as great as the ideas might be, it's not something that we can probably do right now. It just wouldn't make sense. So if you have a great idea and you want to volunteer as well, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Perfect. Okay. Questions. Zia says, with Google Drive. Yeah, absolutely. We could definitely organize it that way, put all the files in. If people want to donate something, like files, we don't really have anything to files wise donate. We should also feature patrons in some way. Interesting. Ooh, you know what I should do? I wonder if patrons should have a leg up in signing up for the convention first. I feel like they should.
Half-hour head start?
Yeah. Because you know what? That's... You guys make all this possible. Dice Shame exists. Invictus has continued because of the patrons. So, yeah, I want to give a head start. I want to give some sort of benefit. And I think it would be too much... I think it'd be too much to say that patrons can only join a game that I run. That's not fair. But I do think a head start for them to get first priority to sign up in games does seem the most fair. So I think we'll do that. I think patrons, you guys will have access to signing up a little bit early.
Cool.
And I hope that doesn't feel unfair, but...
Jessica said she wants to make some coloring pages for a coloring contest. That sounds fucking awesome.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, that's a perfect thing to include in Zia's digital goodie bag.
Yes. Colin says, I don't know if patrons should steal all the slots, though. I agree. Just because it's half-hour start means I have to wake up at 4:30. Colin, welcome. I agree. I do agree. On the other side of the coin is that they're kind of the people that are paying for this, so it's almost like they are buying digital tickets to an extent. Maybe not a head start. There has to be something. Maybe I'll do a Patreon-only game. Maybe I'll run 2 games. We'll have to think about that. Yeah, we'll have to think about that. Because I want to give a absolute benefit to people who have supported us from the beginning. I think that's 100% true. But I also don't want to turn off people who, because there are people who just can't donate right now. They don't have the money, and that I don't want to punish you guys. So you know what I mean?
For sure.
And I know, Colin, I appreciate that because you are a patron as well. I recognize you saying that. But you're right. I want to think that through. But I do want people. Well, more than anything, I want people who are listening right now.
About the community coming together, and
exactly,
we don't want to exclude anybody.
Exactly. So, but I do want the people that are patrons right now feeling like helping us out does give them some sort of benefit, because that is nice. Megan wants to steal all the spots. She just
I know. She's such a bitch. Oh my god.
We already have a few people. Jason Griffins already says he's going to run a Star Wars RPG.
Oh my god, amazing.
Alexi wants to run one.
Edge of the Empire?
You totally want to join Wookiee that. I was just about to say, PC. You're going to join. Jason's going to have Joe as a character.
Yeah. That's my Wookiee noise. No.
Do it again. Okay. I like it.
So do I.
Cool. So if you have any questions, please put it in the question and answer period. Question and answer spot.
Yeah, we will probably head back here periodically over the next couple of days to harvest ideas and to answer any other questions that come up.
Definitely. In fact, I might do another stream, on a Sunday evening as things update or something like that, just because it's the easiest way, frankly, to get everything across. Even if the video, even if it gets put straight to Facebook or something like that, it's a nice way to communicate our mindset. And then you also see the struggle in my eyes, and I'm like, oh man. Rather than be like,
this is where the magic happens, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, because I'm not like, if it's not crystal, we are, stumbling our way through this in the nicest way possible. Together. Yeah, and we don't mean that in a way that's like shitty. We're just like, okay, this makes sense, and let's make this as, and we said this sort of when Justin and Joe and I were talking the other night, and we were formulating this. It's difficult to sell this idea in a way when we're still trying to. There's an old image where they're like laying the groundwork as they're going. The train's going across the chasm and we're throwing down the tracks as it's going. It's very much that. So we are now trying to get you guys excited, get you guys to save the date.
And keep you from falling into a chasm.
Which is exactly what I think we're successfully doing.
I think so.
Yeah, so we're good. I don't see any other questions, but if they do pop up, I will happily answer them in typey type. But I think that's going to be it for tonight. Joe has been working tirelessly at the hospital. Obviously, this COVID-19 business is very difficult. For those of you who don't know, Joe works directly in the medical field. So she works at 3 different hospitals. So she has been doing a lot of work. So we figured, it's a lot. So she doesn't really want to come home and stream a long
Sorry, guys.
game again. No, they understand that.
I just want to put my feet up and talk about video games.
Well, and that's the case. And next week, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I might run something because I'm still itching for an RPG, but we'll see what happens. So I hope you guys are okay and you stick with us. I do want to mention, of course, brand new episode of Dice Shame comes out at 1 a.m. tonight.
Ooh, it's a good one. There's a special part in this one.
Special. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is a good one. If you haven't watched Dice Shame yet, you got to check it out. It's really good, especially this next episode. I
wanted to say just very briefly, we wanted to mention Chronicle Brewery.
Yes.
In part because of the coronavirus. All of the bars and restaurants in Ontario, along with a lot of other public institutions, are being forced to close their doors because we want to prevent people from, gathering in too large numbers to prevent the transmission of this disease. So if you're in the area, they are still selling beer out of their bar.
Fridge, basically.
Out of the fridge, which they're allowed to by law. So if you're around, go by and pick up some beer to keep the lights on in there. And if you're not in the area and there are some local businesses that you can safely go and be patrons of without actually congregating, please do so in a safe way if you're able to.
On the plus side, it's a great excuse to just order in. I mean, I tried to get Jo to do it tonight, and she's like, no. But
I think
I'm going to continue.
We need to, when we get the pizza delivery guy to come to the door, we need to have him, put the pizza on the ground and back away.
Definitely.
And we'll
like
just
Kevin
throw
McAllister
money at
does.
him.
No, but you're so right. Support local businesses. And on that note of thank yous and all that kind of stuff, a huge thank you to Bob Lyle for sort of jokingly pitching this idea. I know he was serious, but also I don't think he thought anything would come of it. And it was funny because both me and Jo and Justin all sort of, it was like, let's do it. This is the time to do it. And huge thank you to Carly McConnell. Yeah. I've said Carly McConnell so much, it sounds like a famous person. That every time I say it, I'm like...
Babe, she is famous.
I know, but you know what I mean? Like...
Carly McConnell.
I know. I don't know. It sounds like a famous person in my mind.
It is.
But I'm picturing some news anchor. And now, Carly McConnell with the weather.
And I can just picture Carly being there hello.
That wasn't a diss.
No, not at all. She's just got a very good posture sort of way of sitting.
Yeah. Yes, thank you to Carly McConnell for doing the amazing artwork for this.
Thank you so much, Carly.
And I mean, digital coloring books, whatever we want to do. If anyone has a talent that is transferable via the internet, it's a weird way to say it, but if you do have artwork or whatever that you want to share, I mean, frankly, we need to make Dice Shame stickers ASAP as well.
Cons always have an artist alley.
Yeah, cons do have an artist alley, which we should absolutely do an artist alley. If you need art done, you should, pay these people to get some art done. I think that'd be a great way to do some promoting local businesses.
I mean, if you guys are artists and you wanted to advertise your wares, INVICTUSCON is the place to do it.
If you want to advertise your wares, message me on Facebook or Discord. I will set up a little booth. I will. Carly McConnell, right under Artist Alley, you'll have your own booth. You can post stuff, post rates. People message you if they want to buy stuff. Let's do it. Artist Alley. Done. Love it. Great idea.
If anyone else has got other stuff, if you make mosaics, I don't know where my brain went. Nerd mosaics.
I make mosaics. Buy my mosaics. Buy them. They're mosaics.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I think that's it. I mean,
that's it, guys.
There's like you said, it's the wheels are still turning, as Gaston would say. The wheels in my head have been turning.
Jessica makes stickers. Done.
With my cricket?
Yeah, I think she had a stroke.
I don't know. Cry cut?
Cry cut?
Maybe it sounds like a thing. We need Dice Shame stickers. I had someone, Corey, say that he would buy a sticker. Also, April 1st, for Patreon supporters $10 and up, we have a brand new show coming out, which actually maybe I'll release it on INVICTUSCON for Patreon supporters. That sounds like a great idea. It is a interactive role-playing story, audio drama.
Fun.
They're short mini episodes of 10 to 15 minutes in length, but at the end of every episode, you get to decide what happens next as a community. It's Call of Cthulhu based. It's in the world that we have crafted. I say Invictus's world because there's different things. There's storylines that have existed that aren't in Lovecraft's mythos. So it is a 10 to 15 minute audio drama, horror themed. It's pretty spooky. And like I said, every episode will end with a question that the patrons get to vote on. That question changes the way the game continues, changes the way the audio drama continues. So if you are interested in horror, D&D, or horror Call of Cthulhu audio dramas, you're definitely going to want to check it out.
It's
it is
very compelling.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. Well, Colin, I might be, you know what? I'm going to release it on INVICTUSCON in the morning, so you can listen to that. Cool. So if you want to change your $10 pledge at that point, that's what you
do it.
All right. I think that's it.
Enough from us.
Enough from us. Ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful night. Continue posting your questions. Continue posting your ideas. Please bring people out. Share. Let's get hashtag INVICTUSCON 2020.
Started.
Yeah. Do. And listen to Dice Shame and give it a 5-star review. All right. That's it from us. Have a great night, everyone. See you around the table.